You are now listening to the National Show with Gangsterville and McGee. The National Show, the National Show, the National Show, no show, no show. The National Show, the National Show, the National Show, no show, no show. All right. No Nation, this is the National Show with your boy, Gangster Vizil, and my dog, McGee, coming at you once again. If y'all are watching, please be sure to subscribe on YouTube at National. That's at NATIONOLE. We're also on IG and X. And all the links you need at our link tree, which is linktree.com/National Show, NATIONOLESHOW. Also got our website going, national.com, NATIONOLE.com, where you can log in and see the latest show. Anytime you want, make sure that y'all comment, like, hit the alarm button, give us feedback. We here for y'all.
Tell some friends.
Tell some friends and tell some friends.
Throw it in. You know what the move is? Because we all got it. Throw it in your FSU group chat.
Boom.
Everybody has a group chat that's has a couple that are themed. Like they have one for their whatever their basketball favorite NBA team is. They'll have one for all their NBA fans that are in there. They'll have one that maybe is about work, or one that is after work text thread. It's all the stuff you're not supposed to stay in the office. Everybody has group threads, and I'm sure you have one with all your college buddies, all your friends from the dorm that you lived in, or those couple houses that were all right next to each other your junior year, and you guys all lived on the same block, and you were all homies. And hey, man, that's it. That's the group chat. You need to throw the link to this in.
Yep. That's what your boys.
And we appreciate it if you do.
Oh yeah, to the heart.
Yeah. So what's up, dude? How are things? How you doing? We got through the draft. We got just over 100 days.
Yeah. We got through the draft.
100 days.
Right. So
you gonna make
the draft, man? How you feel about? I think I'm gonna make it, bro. I got a little hope going on. Split between FSU, and what I was gonna ask you is how you feel about, since we're talking about the draft, the people that we drafted for Tampa Bay, because that's what really got me excited about the draft, really more than anything. On the defensive
I like that
side.
we kind of leaned into our strengths. Right, and we added a wide receiver just in case, We have injury. We've had injuries the last couple of years to our, one or the other of our two guys. Last year, both. I don't hate it. I like the defensive depth that we got. I would have, I wouldn't have minded figuring out a way to get an extra running back in there, because that's where we are. We have a good, solid, complete roster. That's when you add the running back. You don't add a running back to a team that has nothing. Right? That's why Saquon wanted out of the New York Giants. You put a running back on a team that has a complete roster. I wouldn't mind some running back depth, but
we got Bucky, and we got the other kid they're probably gonna get rid of. But Bucky did good.
No. I'm not saying I don't like our running back room. I just would like to add an extra set of extra set of forearms to clamp down on it.
Right. I feel you.
That's all I'm saying. But I'm really pleased with our roster. I love that we have taken advantage of getting production out of Baker Mayfield, who's a cheaper number than most of the starting quarterbacks in the NFL, and we've been able to spread that money around, that savings around, and I'm very pleased with the direction of the team.
That's what's up. Specifically on defense, I like that Shiloh Sanders. I love that we picked him up outside of the draft. And from what I've been hearing, he has been performing well. He has been very vocal on the field. He has been, doing everything he needs to do to not only earn a spot, but earn a rotation on the field. And then you heard about the 400-pound defensive lineman we got from Florida.
Yeah,
that got me like,
that dude was a trip in Florida, though, man. That dude's a trip, and we'll see how that plays out in the NFL. He may have to get down to 380.
Yeah, of course. But my thing is, we don't even need him to be full time, bro. What was a big discussion in the?
I don't think he could play full time.
No,
there's no way.
Of course not. But what was the big discussion in the NFL? A month or so
defensive
ago?
line depth.
The tush push. Remember they was talking about the tush push and how people are preparing their defenses to stop these goal line positions and stuff.
No, we talked about this exact kid when we talked about it. I remember.
Yeah. So to have him and Vader, man, ain't nobody getting through that.
if it comes down to it, if we see the Eagles in the playoffs, like we have that in our back pocket.
I love it.
And I think if you're in the NFC and you're not thinking about how do you stop the tush push or the brotherly shove or whatever you call it, right?
Brotherly shove.
How do you stop the Eagles? How do you stop that?
Right.
Because if you can take that out of their bag, that changes their approach to things. All of a sudden, they kick a field goal every once in a while.
Yep.
Love it. Yeah, man. So was good draft for the Bucks. Pretty good draft for the Noles for the most part. What's his name? Farmer went way higher than we thought.
Yeah.
I think that it's. I'm very excited about football season, man. Both for us, both the Bucks and for the Noles. The way I look at it for Florida State, it's the kind of now or never for the coaching staff. There's a lot of it can't be as bad as last year. Like there's a lot of things that make me think we're going to get a couple wins this year. I don't think we're going to go undefeated, right? But I think we're going to get a couple wins this year. I don't think we're going to be back in the playoffs. I don't think we're going to even be in the ACC championship, but that's the goal. I think if we can get into the ACC championship game, that is a great season next year.
Yeah. My biggest thing is just hope that we can get to a bowl game, to be honest with you. Let's get to the 6-win marker. Let's get a bowl game. And then from there, at least that eases some of the burn from last year and at least get the program going in the right direction. But I agree, we got way too many moving parts and replacing parts to be talking playoffs or championship or whatever.
Yeah.
If we happen to fall into the ACC championship, that would be just,
Yeah, I guess that's the way to look at it. The ACC championship game is kind of like the top of my expectation window, and getting into a bowl game is the bottom. Right. So it's I would like to hit that window. That'd be nice. I don't want to miss a bowl game. That's for sure. So.
Definitely. Yep.
All right. Talked about the draft. Let's bang out a quick pro no report. And
yes, sir.
It's tomorrow. No, Sunday. Pardon me. Sunday is the first game for the Connecticut Sun, our new favorite WNBA team. Right. Rashika Hodges, their assistant coach. Went to Florida State for a year, so therefore that's our squad. The WNBA.
Damn right.
They start their season Sunday against the Washington Mystics. So go Sun. I don't know if they say go Sun or shine on, or we got to do our research. We got to find out the lingo and like the chants, and if there's a song or something we got to learn. We got to all that. We're bandwagon, but what's up? WNBA, you got to be happy to have us, right? Everybody's got to be happy to have an extra fan or two, So they got us, right? Also on the women's side of things, we got. Obviously, Florida State is the school in women's soccer. We got ballers all over. The NWSL, the biggest league in the United States, biggest women's league in the United States for soccer, is about a third of the way into the season. So the standings are beginning to take shape. You're beginning to see rosters getting comfortable with each other and finding their game and stuff like that. Dana Cristina Castellanos now Not saying this. She just goes by Dana Castellanos, but she plays with the Portland Thorn. She was a badass at Florida State.
Nice.
The Thorn had a couple L's at the beginning of the season, but they seem to be getting it together now, and she's playing in every game and kind of doing her thing. She really is a badass. Casey Kruger is playing on the Washington Spirit. She hasn't been on the pitch much. Decent start for the season for the team, though. Carson Pickett, the Pride, is having a good start to their season. And she's kind of been on and off the field, but she's, contributing. And with Sam's, big part of the Pride defense. The two of them are kind of like the centerpiece of the Orlando Pride defense. Florida State kind of just runs. FSU defends soccer, I guess. Like, they really are playing really well, and that team has a good chance to have a great season. Who else? Jalen Howell playing every game for the Gotham FC up in New York. Excuse me. Lilana Nesbitt has been coming on in and out as a sub for Chicago. And then out in Utah, Christina Roque hasn't played yet, but Lauren Flynn has been getting a little run for the Royals. So that's cool. In Europe, Jenna Nyswanger is playing for Arsenal. They're in Champions League. They're having a good year. They're having a great year. They played well in Super League and English Super League, and now they're in the Champions League. They have a big game against Barcelona next week. She's playing pretty much all the time. Yeah, and then Dagny, I can't do the Norwegian names, is really tough for me, but it's Branjardoner or something like that. Her club season's over, but she was playing for West Ham. Her club season's over, but she has some big national games for Iceland this summer. And then Megan Connolly, she plays for Lazo. They were relegated. She plays for the Republic of Ireland national team. They have I think they play a little bit this summer, but I think it's maybe a transfer in her future. She needs to be on a bigger team, maybe to a bigger squad in Europe or over here to the NWSL. She was starting every game. She was playing well. Maybe she comes and joins the Orlando Pride or something over here in the States.
Mm-hmm.
And then golf, one of the greatest tournaments of the year. It is the PGA Championship. It started this morning. Brooks did not start great, but tons of golf to play. It's a 4-day tournament, hopefully, if you make the cut. So we're cheering for Brooks Koepka, obviously. Cheering for Daniel Berger. He tees off this afternoon, early afternoon, so he hasn't even started yet. He's been having a good year, man. He's sleepy, he's a sleeper, man. He's sneaky good bet. You can get good odds if you can get him quick before he tees off. So check out Daniel Berger.
Nice.
And then our guy Luke Clanton, FSU Golf, man. FSU Golf is balling right now. They won the last regional. They are going to national championship. He won the regional tournament for Florida State. It was played in Tallahassee. It is his last home match at Seminole Legacy. That's the name of the course that Florida State uses for their home matches. And he won it. Goes out on top at home, and now he's going to lead the team. I think it's a week, maybe next week they go to, or maybe the following week. I'm not sure. They go out to California for the national championship. So let's go Knowles, man. Bring home the natty.
Knowles. Yeah.
And that's and I think he'll literally go from that tournament just straight to the PGA Tour for the rest of the season. So we'll literally see him playing against Daniel Berger in a couple weeks. But
nice.
Yeah, that's your pro. No, I threw an N into pro, didn't I? That's your pro no report for Thursday, May 15th.
Yes, sir.
2025. Presented by National.com.
Nice. That's what's up, man. Shout out to all the Knowles that have went on. We're going to continue to follow you, continue to support you while y'all do y'all thing. Just repping for y'all, man. And I got a new women's basketball team to look into.
Yeah, man.
It's Sunday.
You got to look at merch, man.
Right. That's the next thing I'm looking at.
Connecticut Sun stuff.
Straight up, man.
WNBA's cool, man. It's a lot of fun. Whenever I've admittedly, it's never been appointment television for me, but anytime I've walked by a screen and there's been a WNBA game on, I've like sat and paid attention for a minute and gotten sucked in. Let's say I've always lingered on the channel longer than I expected I would linger on the channel, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to have a horse in the race, so to speak.
Yeah, last year with the Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese or whatever, that's what really got me into girls basketball more than I was. My grandmother coming up, she was always huge on it. So when the WNBA came out, she was, it was all awesome in our house and stuff. So I've been on it as a kid or whatever, but just in the last couple of years, I haven't been on it as much. But I feel like those two rookies in last year really, really set the tone. Caitlin Clark's one of my favorite players to watch, man. She just does everything, man. She's like a little Steph Curry out there, but she also gets the teams involved and stuff or whatever, and it's just really big for the sport. And even Angel Reese, she's got hurt. Great. She got hurt last year, but yeah, she put up, like, I want to say in the All-Star game against the Vet, she got like 15, 20 something rebounds or whatever. So she was getting it, man. WNBA has a bright future, and then they got some up and coming Juju from South Carolina. Whenever she gets in, and a couple others, it's gonna be something to watch in the future, bro. Definitely.
And our squad coming off losing the finals last year. All that means is this year we're gonna take it down, baby.
Yes, sir.
That next step. There's only one more step to take, man.
Right.
No.
Right.
And WNBA, I was just what's his name? Bill Simmons interviewed the commissioner of the WNBA on his podcast for The Ringer, and it was an interesting conversation about how the evolution of the league and both how it's evolved and how it continues to evolve. This year they're going to have a 7-game finals in the playoffs instead of 5. I think they're adding the San Francisco team has started for the Valkyries, right? They've started out in San Fran. They're playing in the Chase Center, but there's only they have crazy ticket sales, like crazy season ticket sales, but there's very little overlap of people who own season tickets to both teams. So it's a unique fan base. Yeah, I mean, yes, there's some overlap and yes, there's some connection, but it's a separate fan base. Right. It's not just kind of pitching to what's already there with the Warriors, right?
Right, nice standalone.
Yeah, and then I think they add another team next year or 2 teams next year. They're going to be at 15, which means 15 is a weird number. You're obviously going to go to 16. Yeah, so there'll probably be one more being added pretty soon, announced pretty soon. I mean, it's interesting.
Word.
I like seeing teams grow. I want more sports, which means more pro teams, which means more ownership of pro teams, because I want to get into pro team ownership someday. I have a little piece of a little European soccer club right now. But I would like to have a bigger piece and more pieces, and like I want to own a basketball team someday. So that means we need more teams, more leagues, more teams, so that I can get in.
That's what's up, man.
Someday it'll be like 3rd division Uruguayan basketball, and I'll be like, let's go! I'll be the only person. I have my own section of seats because nobody's there, and it'll be
you never know. Something to be on the lookout for is when we was coming up, they had that big push in Africa with basketball that's obviously playing off, Giannis and all of them from when Mutombo.
No, they did a league.
Rest in peace or whatever. Yeah.
J. Cole made one of the teams.
Yeah. But my thing is they may, you never know, move that over to the islands nearby or whatever, like Puerto Rico, Cuba, all of that. There's
a legendary Puerto Rican basketball league. Legendary. Phil Jackson played there for a minute. He wrote about it in his book about motherfuckers getting stabbed during games and shit. Like crazy stories.
I gotta read this.
Read this. You gotta find it. I'm definitely fucking the story up. You know, like maybe he didn't play there, maybe he coached there, maybe he or maybe his uncle did or something. I don't know, dude. I don't just Google Puerto Rican basketball league knife. Or stabbing.
Dang.
Or
crazy.
Phil Jackson probably is the better Google search.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, there's there's all kinds of wild sports leagues around the world. I want to own teams in all of them. I'm into that shit.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. Now, as far as Florida State football, one thing we've been getting back and forth with is the QB position. One thing we've always been talking about is, we got the right now, but what are we gonna do for the future? Within the last couple of weeks, we signed this kid. His name is Jalen King, and he
sounds like a quarterback. That's a good quarterback,
right? Oh. And I like it. He has 3 years of eligibility left. He's already played 2 seasons, but they've all been at like smaller colleges and stuff or whatever.
Okay,
say like East Tennessee University, or East Tennessee State, or something like that, or whatever. Cool. So he puts you in mind of like Cam Ward. He won't start this year. We got Castellanos, but the beauty in that is if we can redshirt him a year possibly, or even if you don't redshirt, get a year in that system to learn it, get it down or whatever.
Still have 3 after Castellanos leaves.
Boom.
And it's a mature 3 years, dude. He's presumably going to be, if he plays that out, he'll be 25, 26 when he graduates.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Or I shouldn't use the word graduates. He'll probably finish a master's degree by then.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's smart.
Oh yeah. But that definitely gives me more hope for the future. Makes me feel a lot better, especially with all the talent that we've been losing there. From what I hear, he's pretty much another version of Castellanos, except taller, very quick, very fast. Cool. So we looking on the up and up.
I'm interested to see how the Castellanos Malzahn experiment goes. All right, I think that if we can get just mistake-free football out of that offensive approach, that I don't see that window we talked about from bowl eligibility to the ACC championship game. If we can get solid mistake-free football out of that, approach to playing quarterback and approach to running an offense, I don't see why we aren't in that window. You know what I mean? I have good feelings about it. But if it is poorly implemented and poorly deployed, then that's where the problems are going to lie. I have a lot of faith that our defense will be a little older and a little quicker, right? And therefore a little better. In college football, it's about the most athletic and deepest defense tends to be the best defense on the field every weekend.
Yep.
So I have a lot of faith that our defense will be better than last year. My question is almost solely on how does this work out, and does it work out? And if it does, then I think we're going to be okay.
Yep. The upside I give it is we have mobility at the quarterback position now and experience. Those 2 things. We was missing that last year. Even if they were mobile, they didn't have experience. And the DJU experience was, all I can say is with Castellanos is I don't expect him to be that bad just because he can move out of those spots and, adjust that. But you hit the hammer on the nail. The number one thing we got to look at is turnovers. Make sure that he doesn't turn the ball over a lot or whatever, because that was one of his issues at Boston College and kind of what got him demoted last year. But in the hindsight, though, he had a great game against us last year. He had a real good game versus us.
So at least we don't have to play him.
Right.
I'm still not 100. I'm not 100% that DJ was 100% healthy going into last season. I don't know. There's something weird about how it all played out. It didn't go as planned. I think he's better than what we saw. I really do. And so I don't understand. I mean,
as much as I hate, I'll agree because
then I think the problem is the coaching. Or something else. Like I really do think maybe it was health, maybe it was whatever it was, it could have been leadership. I think it really
that too. And it's like I'm not putting it all on DJU, but he had his fair share of contributions to our offense lacking last year.
He's certainly
Put it
true.
that way. Put it that way. And
like
he hasn't.
Yeah.
Like he had throws that was just ridiculous and just no mobility at all and interceptions and all of that stuff or whatever. And then even his play before that, like he really didn't do nothing too interesting at Oregon State. He got demoted at Clemson when he was there by Clemson's current quarterback. So it wasn't like he was ever balling. It's just he just reminded me of like a B+ or a C+ version of EJ Manuel or whatever. Like EJ Manuel was better than him, but I feel like he was a downgraded version of that in the sense that he just didn't bring no flair or nothing to him. But in his defense, hell, he didn't have an offensive line, and when he did throw the ball, it was dropping passes and stuff or whatever. So as you stated, I can't go against what you said. He could have had a much better year if he was on a better team with better blocking and people catching the ball and stuff or whatever. So definitely agree with that, man.
Did he end up on a roster?
I think someone did end up putting him on a practice squad.
I think he got drafted.
No,
he didn't. So he got signed after the draft.
Yeah. Where did
I don't know if we're ever going to see him play again. You know what I mean? I really don't. But
Chargers.
Okay. I don't know if we'll ever get to see him again, but you never know, man. You never know. Sometimes a quarterback just needs a chance. I mean, shit. Think about how many quarterbacks we've seen 2 quarterbacks from the last round get into the get into the Super Bowl in the last few years, between Brady and Purdy. We've seen Kurt Warner undrafted. Yeah. Like we've seen cats. Was Kurt Warner undrafted? I think he was. Maybe he's one of these cats that, late bloomer or healthy, gets a run in the right situation late and we see him again.
Yeah, my thing, he has the size. He has all of the physical pedigrees of a quarterback. It's just the biggest thing against him at the next level going to be his mobility and consistency and accuracy.
Yeah.
Whatever. But we'll see. Hey, I'm rooting for him. I never root against a kid. They dream or whatever. I hope it turned out for him. I'm sorry that it didn't turn out, good at FSU on both parties, for him and for us or whatever.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, he got a shot. He got a chance to prove himself. I want to say he just signed with the Chargers. So, I always talk specifically with the quarterback position in the NFL. It all depends on where you land at.
Yeah. Being in a room with Herbert ain't going to hurt.
But being in a room with Harbaugh won't work wonders for him or whatever. Harbaugh will get.
I think just having a good room, a healthy room.
I think I worry about.
I worry about Sanders in Cleveland. That there's a lot of people there. There's a lot of people there that want to be heard and got shit to say. And
it's a lot of moving pieces, bro. They got like 4 quarterbacks now, and I don't even think that's including Deshaun Watson, who's not going to start out.
They're just paying.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Dude,
we were legit. Let me ask: how many games? How many days till FSU's first football game? Boom. Let's see. Thank you, AI. Oh, exactly. Oh my God. It's not even like we planned this, bro. Exactly 100 days.
No.
Exactly.
Wow.
Nailed it.
Wow.
All right. That's a good. On that note, you guys sleep on that, guys. Sleep on that. I hope you're ready. We got 100 days. 100 days. I watch what happens. I will talk myself into us not just having a shot at the national championship in the next 100 days. I'll be like, dude, we're so good. Watch, we're gonna win this whole thing.
No.
I can't. It's suddenly becoming real. The emotional roller coaster that we're about. Like we're in the long ass line at Disney, waiting, and we're about to get on the roller coaster. We're in that line right now. It just dawned on me. We're 100 days out, baby.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All right. That's a good place to wrap this up.
Yep.
The National Show is a co-production by Broham and B. Abbott. And it is available Thursday mornings, almost every Thursday morning. Almost. Not every Thursday in the off season, but it'll be every Thursday morning in the football season, that's for sure. But Thursday mornings on our YouTube page. It is youtube.com/National Show. NATIONOLESHOW. Oh, wait, I did that wrong, didn't I? You weren't even going to correct me. You're just laughing. Look at you. youtube.com/@National. NATIONOLE.
There you go.
You could have said something, bro. It is also available as an audio product if you prefer it like that via the Bet Your Ash podcasting network. It is available at betyourash.com or the Bet Your Ash feeds on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. If you're listening on either of those platforms, please like and rate and review all those types of things. And also share it on social media. And if you do so, tell your friends about us. That's super helpful. You don't even know. We also have a website, national.com, and a link tree /National Show, NATIONOLESHOW. There you can find the links to all of our stuff. Gangstaville also has a link tree. You should check that out. It is /Gangstaville, GAINSTAVILLE. That is where you will find all his links to social media and links to listen to all of his very dope music. You should listen to it on all the different platforms, like it on all the different platforms. That is the best way to support your friends that make music. You are lucky to have Gangstaville as your friend. Is that everything?
Yep, you got it.
I got everything. All right, cool. Well then, go Noles.
Yes, sir. Go Noles.
And you have just finished listening to the National Show with Gangsta, Fizzle, and McGee.